Hey everybody, welcome back to another Inner Sleuths live stream. Today, we got a little more information about the upcoming wipe, some clarifications, some concerns, some questions. There's been a lot of heated debate going on about this topic and about PAX Day in general. Let's go ahead and give me 1 second here. Let's kick up some lo-fi. Let me know if this is too loud in the background or if that's perfect for you guys. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of things going on with the community of PAX Day right now, good, bad, and indifferent, but let's make sure that, as always, we keep it respectful. I love to read your guys' comments, your questions, and your concerns. Interacting with chat and giving the community a voice is my favorite thing to do. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and all that stuff, but let's make sure that we keep everything respectful. Let's keep it all dialed in. I want you to be able to express yourself, but I'll make sure we're doing it in a respectful way. I give criticisms of the game. I give criticisms of all kinds of stuff. I think those criticisms are very warranted at times. If something's bad, I will tell you about it. If something is good, I will praise it. I'm not here to blow smoke up anybody's bum. I'm not here to gaslight you or anything like that. I wanna make sure that I'm telling the truth to the best of my ability, and I want to give a platform for everyone else to do the same as well. So if you're upset about something, if you're happy about something, I want to hear it all, and this is the place to do it. PaxCast is my podcast where we talk about all things PAX Day. We talk about all the news and the upcoming updates and wipes and any bit of information that we possibly can that warrants a PaxCast. We sit down here and we chat about it. So if you guys are not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that subscribe button down below. Really helps the channel out. I would greatly appreciate it, and that way you'll never miss an upload or a live stream. Now, they have been few and far between because so have the content releases for PAX Day been few and far between. Really hoping that this verse 3 update is going to be a big one, and I know that a lot of you guys are all hoping for that as well. Maven, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much, Maven. We do have a super chat goal of 10 this stream. We'll see. I'm not too worried about it, but got to put them up there, Guys, I want to hear from you. We're going to do maybe even a couple polls this stream, so make sure you guys are taking part in all of the polls. There's going to be a lot of roleplay related things that are going to be going on that we're going to be talking about because, spoiler alert, there's not going to be a roleplay shard and no roleplay server in the future. We'll get to that down below. We'll talk about it. We'll go in depth on all of it. First, huge shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for the continued support, even during the PAX Day drought. I really do appreciate you all and all of my channel members. You guys are the reason why I'm able to be here and do these live streams with you. So thank you to my channel members. We got Templar Bazi, we got Maven Moon, Josh. Welcome into the stream, Josh. We got Salty Veteran, Fadril, Rosemary Sunshield. Great to see you, Rosemary. We got Little Sweet Killer Ange. Who else do we have here? We have Eric. We have EOTB. Great to see all you guys in stream. I hope you guys are ready to chat about a bunch of stuff that we're about to unpack here. I unpack stuff as I go through it. So as we're reading through, all of this that's contained within this upcoming wipe clarification announcement, we're going to break it all down bit by bit so that we can fully understand exactly what's coming our way. Sabella, great to see you, Sabella. But before we get into all that, really quick, if you guys are looking for a great community, not just for PAX Day, but for all of your gaming needs, you can join the Cheeky Buggers United. Type !Discord in chat now, and you will get a link over to the community Discord server for the Cheeky Buggers United, which is our greater community. We play all kinds of games over there. We got Star Citizen Org, World of Warcraft Guild, we got PAX Day Clan, we got private servers for V Rising, really hot right now. The V Rising server is absolutely exploding. Tons and tons of people over there, a bunch of randoms. Over 125 people have come through there so far. So lots and lots of people really interested in V Rising. V Rising has been an awesome experience. But if you'd like to join a great gaming community where you can hang out with people and meet awesome individuals, come and join the Cheeky Buggers United Community Discord server. Everyone's welcome over there, but if you'd like to take it to the next level and you'd like to become a verified CBU member, all you have to do is go over to our website. You can type !Website in chat right now. You'll get a link over to www.cheekybugger.net. And on there, you can submit an application to join the Cheeky Buggers United. And that gets you instant access Once you get verified, you go through a verification process. We chat with you. We vet and verify everyone to make sure we're keeping out trolls and bad faith actors and all that. It's a formality for most people, but once you get verified, if we host a private server for a game, you get instant access. If we make a clan for, I don't know, Dune Awakening, if we make a clan or a guild over there, you can join that because you're a verified member. We have separated the verified member status from the Order of the Blood Brother status because I forgot I didn't have Tangia pause. Tangia Dungeon firing up right now, guys. If you'd like to join the Tangia Dungeons, type !join or Tangia or whatever the hell it is in chat, and it'll get you a link over there. They're free to join. The people who start them are the ones who actually pay the tokens for them, but you can earn cool rewards on there. Tangia is a fun way to interact with stream. But I digress. Yeah, we've separated our application process a little bit. You're basically applying to become a verified CBU member, and then you can choose which clans and guilds you want to partake in because we got a lot going on. It's a huge community, like 425 people over there. We have a PAX Day clan of 250. It's a big place, so we have a lot of stuff going on with a lot of different games, and you know, it's fun to fill your time when PAX Day is a little slow with some other stuff and have a little fun here and there. So if you'd like to, go over to our website, submit an application. Fadril, thank you for the first super chat of the stream. First out of 10 super chats. Fadril says, happy birthday, EOTV. We're starting the birthdays up again. Here we go, guys. At times I will pause and I'll read chat and things like that. So if anyone has any questions about anything that we're talking about, I'll stop at times and we'll have a bunch of conversations. But I do my very best to read everyone's message that they put in chat. I will always read super chats. I do my best to get the channel members' messages, and I try to read all messages as long as they are in good faith. But without further ado, that's the stuff that we're going to be going over today. Let's catch up on a little bit of chat here. God Silent Grace, great to see you. Jess Calamity, thanks for stopping by the stream, guys. Really great to see so many people here. Josh, thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate you, Josh. Thank you guys so much. We haven't even gotten into the news yet, and you guys are already being so generous. It's crazy. The community here is amazing, guys. What we're building up here with the Inner Sleuths and the Cheeky Buggers United is something truly special. Guys, if you would like to partake in this, go ahead and join our Discord server and partake in it. We're going to be hanging out playing a little V Rising after this stream here today, and everybody is welcome to come on over there and act in good faith and have some fun. But thank you, Josh, and thank you for everyone for the super chats and super stickers thus far. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into this. So before we fully get into it, I know I was getting some questions. People were messaging me. They were wondering, when is this wipe actually coming? Do we actually know? I don't want to waste anybody's time here. So June 20th is the end of spring. Now, verse 3, the devs have said that verse 3 is slated to come before the end of spring. It's coming during spring. So sometime before June 20th. If that's all the info you wanted, there you go. But we're going to break down and give our thoughts and opinions on all of this stuff that's contained within. So please stick around for that. But June 20th is what I would expect to be the cutoff date for when verse 3 will go live. So hopefully that can help you schedule some stuff, your play schedule and whatnot. Maven Moon, member for 6 months of my highest tier sleuth squads. I assure you, I've been bugging Void for far longer than this. Woohoo! Here's to many more milestones. Maven, as always, Maven, thank you so much for all your support. Really appreciate you. We have made so many great friends, guys. PAX Day has been an amazing catalyst to meet some of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of getting to know. It has been an amazing catalyst. But I always tell everyone, we are a community first and foremost. PAX Day, maybe it crashes and burns, maybe it succeeds. I don't know. I'm here rooting for it. I'm rooting for it just like everyone else. We have that hope, right? We're holding on to it. We want it to succeed, but making friendships and building a community that's going to last the test of time, no matter the game, no matter the place. The Order of the Blood Brothers and the Cheeky Buggers United and myself and all of our dedicated members are going to be here playing games and enjoying each other's company. Maven, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate you. Virgil says Michigan spring is only 3 weeks long. Oh, YouTube says, when both feet finally enter the dirt, I'm going to have a party for all of y'all to attend. Good old fashioned hoedown, ale and spirits and blows, light and ready. Eric says, how do you pronounce that? Eric? Sorry, I'm terrible with pronouncing things. It's unintentional. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Eric? Arak. I don't know. I'm going to call you Arak. Hopefully that's okay. Still freezing in Michigan. Yeah, I've heard that it's still pretty cold out there. We had one nice day so far here in the greater Chicagoland area. Hasn't been too bad though. We had a pretty mild winter, so I can't really complain. But let's get into this, guys. You're here to hear about PAX Day news, and we have some info about the upcoming wipe. We're going to just go through this article here, and then we're going to give our thoughts on all of these different points here. So they start off by saying, "Hello, Paxians. As some of you have noticed in the latest roadmap update, quite a few changes in the world of PAX Day have been announced for the upcoming Verse 3. This means that a wipe is also coming with Verse 3. I'm going to pull that up really quick so you guys can see it on screen. Give me 1 second here. I believe it's image 1. So there it is. There's the roadmap. We have Verse 1 and Verse 2, which have come and gone. We have most of those things, I think. Some things have been removed, and we talked about this. Make sure you guys go back and listen to the previous episodes of PaxCast if you want like a full breakdown of things that were supposed to come in the past, because like weather got bumped. There was a couple other things that got bumped. Some people were pretty upset about it because they were on the roadmap for a while, but some key things did get bumped. But make sure you guys go check out previous episodes of PaxCast. We do a full breakdown, all that stuff. We give our thoughts and opinions on a lot of stuff. I think this is episode 19 or 18 or something like that of PaxCast now. 19. This is season 2, episode 19. With Verse 3, we will go into season 3. But yeah, we're on episode 19, so there's not too many episodes to actually go through, but you can see a complete breakdown of everything that we've gotten when we've gotten it. But yeah, so you want to see the things that were bumped and us talking about the roadmap. I have a couple videos and streams and things like that dedicated to this roadmap, so you can go find those on my channel as well. But that's the roadmap there of what we can expect with Verse 3. There's a bunch of stuff on there. Again, we've talked about in a previous episode, but make sure you guys go and check out previous videos and stuff like that. We'll do a full breakdown there. Later down the road, we talk about all of that stuff as well, but there's the roadmap. So for those of you who have not seen it before, you can pause the stream. Make sure you catch up with live. If you do pause the stream, drag the little bar all the way to the right over on YouTube on the bottom there of the video or of the stream. But yeah, so if you'd like to pause it there, go ahead and check that out. We did talk about that in depth. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about that you want to bring up, that you think we should talk about again, please pop it in chat and we'll have a chat about it. But there's the roadmap. So that's what they're referring to here with the latest roadmap. That means that there's going to be a wipe for Verse 3. Now, I've been talking about this. Ange upgraded membership to Sleuth Squad. Ange, thank you. Thank you so much for upgrading your membership. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys, for all the continued support. Really appreciate you. I know I sound like a broken record with that, but it really means a lot to me, you know? I try to be as honest as possible. I don't blow smoke or anything like that. I know that that'll lose me some fans at times. Some people, they don't want the truth. Some people can't handle the truth, you know? And I know it's hard at times. I'll lose members and subs and things like that, and that's okay. But, you know, people who truly appreciate my style of honesty and just telling it as it is while still being fair, it means a lot to me to see you guys upgrade your memberships and things like that. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. So thank you so much, Ange. Really appreciate you. Yeah, we gave them a little bit of heat on their last update post because they didn't even bother to tell anybody that there was a wipe coming, right? We knew there was a wipe coming because on Discord, the devs, they did a breakdown and they talked about, yeah, there's going to be a wipe coming. We didn't know an exact date. We didn't know any like full details. I can respect that they wanted to hold off until they wanted to, you know, have some more information about it. But I know several people, we've had many people join the clan since then, join the community since then, and they had no idea really that a wipe was coming with the next update. So they hopped into the game for the first time. They were reading the posts on the website, but they maybe weren't on the official Discord, or they didn't want to sift through walls and walls of text to find out that there was a wipe coming, so they were left in the dark. That's my goal with this. I want to make sure that nobody is left in the dark on any information that we have available. Vadrill member for 8 months. Sleuth Squad for 8 months. Vadrill, thank you so much. He says, fear not, Paxian, Stag and Willow Inn will survive the impending wipe. New rooms, new menus, higher prices. See Vadrill and Moon and secure your apocalyptic rooms soon. We'll have to throw another apocalypse party, won't we? We love throwing all kinds of huge and fun and engaging events for people because we are role players at our heart, at our core. We are role players, and we like throwing all kinds of fun events for people. So stay tuned for another What did we call it last time? I forgot what I called it. We're gonna have another apocalypse party, guys. It's gonna be fun. I love hosting little events and things like that, little get-togethers. The Festival of Realms, that's always a fun one. We have little mini games and stuff. It's like you went to a medieval times. Hopefully we get jousting at some point and night fights and duels and stuff. That'd be really fun to have some blood sport there. But yeah, we host the Festival of Realms, and I'm looking forward to hosting an apocalypse party. I don't know how many people will actually come to it because the numbers for PAX Day are pretty low. It's on average like 200 to 400 people. I mean, on prime time weekends, some of the once biggest cities sit dormant. It's quite sad, honestly, but you know, hopefully they can turn that around and get some content added in. But yeah, so we gave them a little bit of heat for not telling people about the upcoming wipe with verse 3. You know, I thought that they should have just said in there, hey guys, just so you know, with all of this good stuff, a wipe will come with verse 3. We don't know the exact date. We don't know the full extent of a wipe, but we thought that it would be prudent to let you guys know that there will be a wipe with it because we don't want to see anyone waste their time and energy or effort or anything like that. And that's essentially what they said over on the Discord. They just didn't put it out in an official capacity. I don't think the majority of the player base is actually on the official PAX Day. I mean, they sold hundreds of thousands of copies, presumably, according to some Steam data and stuff like that. So people aren't all on that Discord, so I think that the information should be put out for everybody to have available to them. And that's my goal, is to make sure everyone has all that information that they possibly could have available. Yeah, how's it going? Welcome in, yeah. All right, so let's continue through here. Why is there going to be a wipe? I mean, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. The game's early access. There's going to be wipes. I mean, it's a pretty common thing to have to wipe a game that's currently being developed. So it's really to no surprise that there needs to be a wipe, honestly. I mean, and there's going to be big changes with this. We've talked about this before. There's some pretty substantial changes that are coming that we know of. There's some additions and things, and they just need to. I'm surprised. I'm truthfully surprised it's not a full wipe. They said they're only going to wipe the things that they need to. And it could still potentially be a full wipe, I guess. We'll get into that a little bit further down. But they say, on their words, why is there going to be a wipe? We are making substantial changes to the world, gear, and crafting progression, along with combat skills for verse 3. So combat skills are changing, and we do know, again, down below, we'll get into it, we do know that they're wiping the combat skills. And we cannot deploy these changes without a wipe. This wipe is also a good opportunity to remove all inactive plots and, quote, ghost towns, which, let's be honest, every town's a ghost town. It just depends when are you there. Even the most populous of towns like Bloodhaven and stuff, they will still have activity at times for events, and our diehard dedicated members who are still playing on a daily basis, the holdouts, we still get on to support and things like that, but activity is way down. I mean, we try to keep the roleplay stories and stuff like that alive through the Fellowship of the Free Cities. Again, more info on that coming soon. If you guys would like to join the Fellowship of the Free Cities, you'll be able to coming up with verse 3, or maybe just before. We'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun though, guys. We're doing a really big roleplay initiative to push some serious in-character, out-of-character separation, because that has been a pain point in the PAX Day RP community. There's been some difficulty distinguishing between in-character and out-of-character from some communities and stuff like that. So we're really going to drive it home with guidelines on good RP etiquette and things like that, making sure that in-character and out-of-character are separated. Because let's face it, like, I could be a total jerk in character, and then out of character, we're like, oh, dude, that was so much fun. Like, yeah, we chopped that guy's head off, or we did this crazy, RP thing over here, and it's a lot of fun. But some people have a tough time separating in-character and out-of-character stuff. So with the Fellowship of the Free Cities, we're really going to be driving that home, that separation is law. Separation of in-character and out-of-character is absolute law. But these ghost towns, they're going to happen again, I think. They're slated to release the game this year. According to the dev's own words, they're slated to release the game this year. We're quickly approaching the 1 year mark of early access. And while we haven't gotten too many updates or too many systems added in, I'm hoping that verse 3 can breathe some new life into the game. Getting rid of ghost towns, it's going to happen again. I mean, it's just bound to happen, right? Because as people build and then their wipes of the plots, they don't really take that much out when they do like their plot clearing. Fedril says, ready for Bloodhaven 3.0? Oh, you know it, man. It's going to be absolutely wild. Have some really, really big plans for Bloodhaven 3.0. Some really, really big plans. And we're going to work it into the lore and have a bunch of fun role-playing it as well. Let's see, did I miss any chat here? Rosemary says, yes, party. I love parties. Hope you like parties too, Rosemary. Let's see here. Maven says, and yes, accommodations will be for well-behaved werewolves too. Maven says, ask Gwydion. I was jousting boars last night. You were jousting with boars. That's pretty awesome. Let's see here. Eric says, this is nice for me because I just started. Now we can grow. Now can grow with guild. Yes, absolutely. It is going to be a nice fresh start for a lot of people. I'm just hoping that it's substantial enough to bring back a lot of people. And I hope that it's substantial enough to keep their interest for longer than just, say, a month or two, right? I mean, it's been no mystery. It's been no secret that Mainframe have not been really putting out big updates to the game. I mean, I would say the most substantial thing we got was like the economy, 3 new small little spells and some combat changes. We haven't really gotten like, hey, here's, you know, this big update with systems for loot and all the, there's a lot of systems that we're missing, right, guys? We've talked about this, we've harped on this. Again, if you guys have any concerns that, you know, are burning in your mind, I'd like to hear them here so we can have a conversation about them. But that's why they say in their own words there's going to be a wipe. Get rid of those ghost towns. They know they're bringing in, quote, substantial changes to the world, gear, and crafting progression. So the fact that they say that there's substantial changes to combat skills and crafting progressions, they say down below that, you know, they're clearing the combat skills that you have, your weapon skills, but you may retain a portion of your crafting progression. I don't know, guys. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I'm not too sure. I would plan for it to be a full wipe. Now, they talk about compensating items and some materials and stuff down below as well, but if you plan for a full wipe, you'll never be disappointed. Athena, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, Athena. Athena says, I already did a full wipe by starting over on... was that another server name? Chernabog? Cernabog? So I am ready, Athena says. Athena, really great to see you. Let's continue down through their announcement here. Let's see what else they have to say. When will we know more about the actual coming changes? We are planning a series of spotlights that will be published in the weeks leading up to the release of verse 3. Stay tuned for all the details. So #SoonTM, guys. We will have some more information about the actual changes coming. As we know, we're way too familiar with the #SoonTMs, right? Fizzy, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, Fizzy. Fizzy says, ready for a wipe so I can level and grow, so we can all level and grow together. It's going to be interesting not having a roleplay server. It's really going to be interesting. It's going to be hard to make that slice of heaven because it's just, we'll talk more about it when we get down below, all of my concerns, because they talk about it not too far down here. And that's probably going to be the biggest portion, is talking about the lack of an RP server. They have done some anti-RP things in the past that I have called out, and this will be no different. I will always stand up for what's right. I will always have role players' backs. I will always advocate for everyone to have the space to be able to play the game the way that they want to play it, and that will never change. I cannot be bought. I'm not a shill. On one hand, people will say I'm a shill and I'm a sellout, and on the other hand, they call me a doomsayer. I'm somewhere in the middle, guys. I'm an advocate for the free and innocent people of all of Gallia, and that's never gonna change. Bean, welcome into the stream. Bean says, late but here, and he hit me with a triple pickle. Bean, great to have you, man. UDB says, just keep in mind at release, everything will be wiped. Yes, everything will be full wiped when they do go to full release. That is very true. So, you know, we are going to get that fresh start. Hopefully they add enough systems and stuff content into the game, because I don't see how the game could really release to full release as it is right now. You know, that's just my opinion. Athena says server in the new is new EU server. Oh, it's a EU server. Gotcha. Okay. Fitzy says, hopefully before I have to go back to work, I'm gonna have some time to play. Oh yeah, because you just Fizzy, I hope you're healing up well, man. Fizzy just had some surgery. Fizzy, I hope you're doing well, man. I hope it's healing up good, and I hope you are on the mend. It's been great to see you the couple times that you've hopped in chat. Hopefully we can see more of you in the future. And yes, and hopefully this comes before you have to go back to work, so you could fully, you know, take advantage of that downtime, that unfortunate downtime that you have. But I hope you're healing up well, buddy. Fudrill says, just remember all, just because it's not an RP server doesn't mean that we can't. Looking forward to all the great stories and RP growth with everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. No. And we are at 110%, 150, as much as I can possibly give. We're absolutely going to be role playing 100%. Yeah, absolutely. But it's nice to have our own space, right? It's nice to be treated as equals, like, World of Warcraft used to do back in the day with the PvP servers and the PvE servers, the normal non-roleplay servers and the roleplay servers. It's nice to have your own space and be treated as equals. And again, we'll get into that in a little bit here. Salty Veteran, thank you for being a member for 7 months of the Junior Sleuths. Really great to have you, Salty. Thank you so much for your continued support. Salty says, totally fine with the wipe, guys. I'm being generously compensated with a tablespoon. I think it's a teaspoon, honestly, Salty. It's a teaspoon of grace for making up for your losses, honestly, feeling blessed. Yeah, so they are going to be compensating people with 100 grace. You're going to get a whole 100 grace, guys. I have like 5,000 grace or something ridiculous. I had so much gold. I was giving it to new members and people who were joining just so they could get grace to be able to test out and mess around with stuff during the testing process. They're going to give us a whole 100 grace. But again, I know I keep saying that. We're going to get to it. #SoonTM just down below here. Let's get on to what is actually being wiped. Now, this is the meat and potatoes here, guys. This is the main body of what we are here to talk about. Fizzy says, yeah, I made it up the stairs now, so no more sleeping on the couch. That's great to hear, man. I'm so happy that it's coming along good. Rosemary says, agreed. Oh, 100? Yeah, they're going to give us 100 grace, Rosemary. We're going to get 100 grace as compensation, guys. It's just crazy. I mean, can you add another 0 onto it? Give people 1,000? I know I get it. They have to test stuff, so we're going to have to grind and regrind during the testing process, but it's like, it seems so crazy when I purchase more than that with less than like 100 gold. I mean, it takes 15, 20 minutes to clear a couple small camps in a home valley, and you'll have a couple 100 gold from that. And then it takes less than a couple 100 gold to get a couple 100 grace, like 150 grace or something like that, or 200, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy that they're only going to give us 100. It's like 15 minutes of your time to get that grace. It's nuts. Just a smidgen, not a teaspoon. It's not even a teaspoon. It's a smidgen, Maven. You're right. Salty's giving us the winky. Fidril says, I'm actually a knight now, Lady Athena. So the Sir title actually fits now. Yes, Fidril is a knight. We have been doing promotions of people who have been going above and beyond, even during the drought, to help people in the world and in the clan and in the community. So there have been a lot of promotions going out for certain people who have just been being active and going above and beyond. It's crazy. JGCYUL. Welcome to the Junior Sleuths. Thank you for becoming a channel member. I really appreciate you. Guys, if you'd like to become a channel member yourself and support my work, just click that join button down below. 3 different tiers to pick from. They all come with their own perks and things like that. I know I've been saying this for like months now. I have been super busy hosting the servers for the community, running the community, managing the Discord. I have a server rack literally here on site that I host everything from. So I'm a YouTuber, a streamer, I'm a community manager, I run the community, Cheeky Buggers United, I'm a clan leader, I do all kinds of stuff, so I get a little spread thin at sometimes, but I've been super busy with all of that. But we do have merch coming as well. But thank you so much for becoming a Junior Sleuth, really appreciate you. What is being wiped? Let's get into this here. We are doing a very wide wipe, which means that the world geography will change, and there will be more heartlands, aka home valleys, per province. So the province of Caries is where the Order of the Blood Brothers is located. We are in the home valley or the heartland of Tremin. We're in the zone of Tremin. That's where we are. It's in the top right corner. That is what they're talking about here. That's one heartland, that's one home valley. There's going to be more of them. There's like 50% more or something like that being added into these provinces. We have talked a bit about it as to why that may be. We don't fully know just yet. Some people think that these are going to be the safe zones and they're going to be opening new provinces that will be more contested, and that Lioness is just the testing hotbed for that. There's been a lot of ideas going around But we don't fully know yet, but they're going to be adding a lot more heartlands. What else are they doing here? Your placed plots will be removed. All your belongings on your plot and in your inventory will be removed. All your gear worn by your character will disappear. Clans will be wiped and will need to be recreated. All character combat skills will be reset. Crafting skills may be partially or fully reset. This is still being discussed, and we will provide more details about this as soon as possible. I commend you, Mainframe, for having the balls to stand up and say that right there. I like to get information even if you don't know. I think it's perfectly okay to put out information even if you don't know the full extent of it yet. Give a heads up, let people know about it. So them coming forward and saying that crafting skills may be partially or fully reset, they still don't know, it's being discussed. I'm okay with that. It's good to know, guys, that this is a thing. So now people can plan accordingly. Maybe you don't want to go and grind a bunch of crafting skills right now. Maybe you want to just collect a bunch of gold and grace and things that you know will carry over, and that's where you can put your time. If they would not have said that, some people would not know that crafting skills may be partially or fully reset, and they would be dumping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into their crafting skills just to have them eradicated. And that would not feel good for a new player, someone who was not privy to this information. And that's my goal here, is to bring that information to you. Goreforce, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome back. It's great to hear from you. He says, oh no, a wipe. This is presumably, from the information we have, the last wipe before the final wipe. So the final wipe is when we leave early access. They're trying to leave early access this year still. Again, I don't know how it's going to work out, but that's their goal. They're trying to do it. But that is what's going to be wiped right there, guys. They're going to wipe the world. All plots are gone. All your belongings and inventories and stuff are all gone. Your character's gone. Everything right there. They go on to say, note, your gold and grace will not reset. Now, I think this is kind of a mistake because I'd like to fully test the economy from the ground up. I had to grab a drink of water there. I'd like to fully test the economy from the ground up, and I think not resetting the gold is a mistake. Things are still going to have no value now in terms of gold because the gold is mostly worthless. You can now use it to teleport. We didn't really do a PaxCast on the teleporting feature because it was just a small little feature that they added in. It was like they called it their spring, their little spring, what do they even call that? Spring surprise update or something like that. But we now have fast travel. So you have to revisit all the places that you visited a million times on foot. So you need to run back there and you know, go to those way gates and to those stones. But there is fast travel now. It's like your first one is free back to your home valley, and then it costs 20 or 25 or something like that. And then to go to the gates, you could go to like a gate for free or something for one if it's your first one, but then it costs like 30 or 40, I don't know, something like that. It's not a ton of grace, but it's quite a bit compared to what it, you know, is cost to do some other things. But yeah, you have to revisit all the places. The Goreforce says, but that's me barely playing. I mean, most people are barely playing. If you look at the numbers on Steam, it's like 200 to 400 people at prime time most of the time across all servers. So it's no surprise that they're trying to consolidate the servers. It's just a shame that we're not going to have a space for roleplay dedicated to roleplay anymore. That, you know, we'll get into that though. Vigil says transparency is a good thing. Absolutely. And that's why I will always praise when something is good, and I'll always criticize when something's bad. So that's why I'm going to praise them for taking that leap right there, putting their foot in that cold water and letting us know about the crafting skills, even though they don't fully know yet. Sabella says, I can't imagine leveling skills after they are wiped, only to have them be wiped again. I know people will do it though. Yeah, some people will. I mean, there's going to be those diehard fans who are going to do that for sure. Absolutely. Fizzy says, still would be nice to have a recycling process. They have talked about that in the past. #SoonTM. We will have some form of recycling process where you can get some of the materials back, presumably. We've talked about a bunch of different ways that they could do that. We don't know for sure how they're going to do that yet or when that will come. Fadril says, I will because I like tedious. Yeah, some people do. UTB says, we understand as game IT nerds, etc., that the system picks that the system pick you made requires these things, database tables, IDs, yeah, all that stuff, IDs for things and stuff like that needs to be recoded, integrated. 100%, yeah. I mean, it's been a very long process here with mainframe though, as AOTB is stating. Josh says, I'm still working up my skills just because I'm new and want to experience the game. Absolutely, yeah, and don't let this stop you. You know, if you're okay, but I want you to be informed. That's the thing. Before, a lot of people weren't informed and they were doing it. Now you're making the conscious decision, being fully informed on the very, possibilities that could take place in the future and roughly a timeline. Now you're informed, right? So I think that that's good if you want to keep going forward and doing the grind and all that, but now you know what you're getting yourself into. That's the key thing, is having that informed consent, like in everything in life. You want that informed consent. You can't just have consent by you doing it. You need that informed consent so you have the full slew of information available, right? Michael, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Maven says, hello, Michael. How are your kittens? The Goreforce says, too many guilds are named Apollo. Now it's a server name. I think it's always been a server name. Yeah, it's been a server name for this whole verse. Another Tangia dungeon fired up. Guys, if you want to get into those Tangia dungeons, they are free to join. You can earn things that are redeemable to put memes on screen and all kinds of stuff like that. Silo, great to have you here, buddy. We're getting into the meat and potatoes here. Silo 1911, really great to have you in on the stream. Goreforce says, they said it may be reset for combat skills. No, your combat skills are reset. I'll read it again for you, Goreforce, right here. So what will be wiped? The world and the geography are changing, and the heartlands and provinces are being added and stuff, so plots are removed. All your belongings on your plot and inventory will be removed. All the gear worn and your character will disappear. Clans will be wiped and will need to be recreated. All character combat skills will be reset. All of your combat skills, 0. All to 0. So they said that there may be a reset for combat skills. No, they said there is a reset for combat skills. Going back to 0 on that right there. Let's see here. Gross says, kitten good, aquarium crashing, frustrating day. Kitten good, aquarium crashing. Your aquarium crashed? Like it broke? There's water everywhere? Fish flopping? Or like the pumps are out or something? But yeah, Goreforce, there is for sure all of your combat skills are going away. They say crafting skills may be partially or fully reset. But you're going to keep your gold and your grace. And they go on to say here, as the world is changing, each shard will allow for more characters than they do now. So the shards are going to be bigger. Now, I wonder if that means the layers in the shards. So it's the terminology here is a little muddy, right? So I call them servers, and then I call shards the layers that are on a server. I think they call shards the server shards, and then they call the shards layers. So it's terminology difference here. But I'm wondering if more people will be able to be on screen at a time, because right now it's like 100 or less. It's like 80 to 100 people that can be on screen at any given time. Otherwise, they layer out. We've hosted really big events where they'll go over 100 people or like over 80 to 100 people, and they'll layer out. You won't be able to see them. So if you show up to a really big event and there's no one there, it's probably because there's too many people. So I wonder what they mean by that. If more characters being able to join the servers or the shards, they talk about on each server themselves, or are they talking about the layers there? Vidril, thank you for the super chat. 2nd out of 10 super chat towards our super chat goal. Vidril says, emphasizing what Ange says, please hit the like button. Oh yeah, she said that all the way at the beginning. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Vidril, for the super chat. So we really don't know what they mean by that here. I wonder if that means more players will show up on screen, but they say, as such, we will open 1 shard in each region. So that's the reason why there's not going to be a roleplay server. They say, and we'll continue to open more as these fill up. Note that we will not have a roleplay shard from the start, but might open one at a later stage. That's my problem right there. Might open one at a later stage. We will use the same shard names as before. So the lists per region is going to be EU is Mimir, US is Apollo. So then these are all the normal servers. These are normal, not role-playing servers. Rosemary Sunshield says that is frustrating to say the least. And this is where a lot of the heated debate is going to come from, guys. This is where a lot of it's going to come from. I feel like the roleplay community has been disrespected time and time again by Mainframe. And it's not just my opinion. I do my best to give you guys a voice, and here on the channel, on these live streams, as well as over on the Cheeky Buggers United community Discord server, we have all kinds of dialogue about this stuff. And I feel like, I really feel like the RP community is just being disrespected. I feel like we are being taken advantage of. I feel like we are the ones who are keeping the game alive right now. Role players are the heart and soul of PAX Day. Sure, there are people playing normal right now, but I think roleplay is the heart and soul of PAX Day. And to see that they're not going to have a roleplay server is just really, really sad. I mean, we are what's keeping the game alive right now. And in my eyes, and you don't have to agree with this, but this is my opinion, it has been a long-standing understanding that normal servers are not for roleplaying. Normal servers, sure, you can roleplay on a normal server, just like you can be on a roleplay server and not roleplay. You have PvP servers, you have normal servers, you have roleplay servers, and you have combinations of them. A normal server that does not have a roleplay indication is dedicated to not roleplaying. So by us having a roleplay server, in my eyes, that is creating equality. That is making it so that we are being treated as equals. We are being given our own space to be able to flourish and know that people who are joining here have the intentions of role-playing. Sure, we can take over a region, take over a zone, and we will. And we'll, turn it into a roleplay valley. But the fact still remains that we are having to carve out our own space when that entire server is made to not roleplay on. It's nice to have our own space. And they've disrespected the roleplay community before when they came out and said, hey, we realize that the normal server is full. Just go to the non-roleplay server. Just go over there, or just go to the roleplay server, even though you're non-role players, and just play over there. There's not much difference. We think that you'll fit in there. You won't notice any difference, and we don't enforce the roleplay rules anyways. That's a slap in the face. That's disrespectful to say that all of the countless hours that we put into roleplaying day in, day out, building lore, world building, exploring, doing things in a not metagaming way, so that way we can enjoy true, real, immersive roleplay, much like the Fellowship of the Free Cities and the Order of the Blood Brothers have been doing since day one. To be told that that is just, no different, that's a slap in the face. Being told that, hey, just go on the normal server, and maybe if there's enough people, we'll open up a roleplay server for you down the road, right? Role players are going to be the ones that are absolutely coming back after the wipe. If anything, the normal server should be called an RP server, and then they should be like, hey, maybe we'll open a non-roleplay server further down if there's a high enough demand. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm not a fan of not having a roleplay server. Salty, thank you for the super chat. 3 out of 10 towards our super chat goal. Salty Veteran says, who seriously is going to grind on a test server just to start over on an RP server later? Exactly, and that's my point too. Devs, come on, this is how you burn out the most loyal players. Make it make sense, Salty says. Salty, I agree with you 100%.
RP so fun, they'll want to RP too.
RP so fun, they'll want to RP too. I mean, hey, that's what we've been doing, right? I've been doing through my streams and stuff, and we have had a lot of people who would not have otherwise joined a roleplay server, join the roleplay server, and now they're role players. They may be light role players, they may be heavy role players, but they're role players nevertheless. I feel like us having our own space is super, super important. The Goreforce says RP, if they don't make significant changes, is the best way to play. Absolutely, Goreforce, I agree. Sabella says role players are typically the minority of players in games. See, I'm not convinced, right? I'm not convinced that we're the minority. I would say that, well, again, okay, minority, let me agree with you then. Minority meaning not the majority. Yes, I'll agree with that. 49%, maybe? Anything less than 50% would equal minority? Yes, sure. I don't think it's insignificant, though. I think there are millions of role players in World of Warcraft. I think that there are millions of role players for other games. So I don't think it's insignificant, but yes, you're right. Typically minority by its definition, for sure, 100%. Sabella says, I'm used to that. But in PAX, it's different. They need role players. I agree with you, Sabella. I really do. And that's why I fight so hard for the roleplay community. That's why I try so hard to give us a space and make sure that we are being respected and thought of. It really seems like Mainframe is leaning a lot into the PvP aspect of the game, the end game PvP stuff, rather than roleplay, which is disappointing. Goreforce says, for this wipe, I might donate 3 of my plots to the guild. Absolutely, man. Hey, everyone's welcome to donate plots if, they're not planning on using them for that much. I do have plans that we're gonna be talking about once we get closer to the wipe. I got some big plans, guys. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's about to come out with the Fellowship of the Free Cities. Fedrill says F8, no debate. Without RP, there is no content. I would agree there, Fedrill. UTB says Fedrill, 100%. Corrupted Hydra, I'm so back. Corrupted, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the stream. Athena says, how about RP region like carries? See, and even if they dedicated it like that, it would be a little bit better. But at that point, why wouldn't they just have their own server? I mean, sure, they could say carries is the RP zone, they could dedicate a whole section to it. But the fact remains that we're not getting our own server. We're forced to be on a normal server. That's just my opinion. And I've talked to a lot of people so far who have agreed with that, but you don't have to agree with me. I want to hear your guys' opinions on all of that. Maven says, I say we've had a lot of people join us and learn it. It's been great. Absolutely. But just imagine, what do you think your chances are being on a roleplay server and having someone roll through who's just completely jaded by it and, they want nothing to do with it and they just crap all over your roleplay and just mock you, making fun of you, because to an outsider, roleplay can look a little silly, It's like it's inviting that. It's inviting that by not having your own space. Because it's so much easier for them to just stroll over to your space and just sit in front of your camera. There's nothing you could do about it. You can't kick them out of your house. You can't even lock your doors. They can just ruin your event, ruin your streams, jump in front of your camera and go, haha, roleplay's stupid. They could do all kinds of stuff like that. And it has happened. It has happened. If you go watch some other streams, we got trolled by people who clearly wanted really nothing to do with the roleplay community. They were metagaming. They were trolling on my stream and stuff, stream sniping, and doing all kinds of bad faith stuff that is out of character being brought into character. That separation wasn't respected, and now I get it. Everyone role plays their own way. It's a very big spectrum of things that are going to take place within the roleplay community, 100%. But all I'm advocating for is to have a little bit of respect from the devs, especially when we're the ones holding it all together. I would love to see a poll. Let's do a poll right now. I mean, this is just from my community, but let's do you RP or respect RP? Let's start the poll. Let's see how many role players there are just in my stuff alone. Now, this is kind of a skewed thing because obviously I'm a role player and that's what our community is really made for. But let's see what everyone has to say. Click yes if you're a role player and you respect role play, and then you can click no if you're not a role player or you don't join role play spaces, But the chances of a non-role player just strolling through and interrupting or ruining immersion and things like that is much, much higher on a normal server. It's going to ruin your immersion. It's going to make it much harder to connect with people. You're going to be scattered, and it's going to be a shit show, honestly, guys. That's my opinion on it. J-Dove, welcome into the stream. J-Dove says, when is the wipe? So we don't really know exactly when the wipe is, but June 20th is the end of spring, and verse 3 is slated to come out before the end of spring. So sometime during spring. So the latest date that I would assume would be June 20th. Now I'm sure they'll let us know more as we get closer. Let me catch up on a bunch of chat here, guys. We got a bunch of chat flying by. I want to make sure I get all of your guys' opinions on this. Wait, is this live? Blimpy says, no, it's not. Oh, this is live, yes. The patch is not live yet, but welcome into the stream, Blimpy. Great to have you here. Glad you could catch it. Corrupted Hydra, yeah, I do remember you. I remember your name. I remember seeing you in chat and stuff like that, buddy. Welcome back to the stream. Fizzy says, still a bit shy. Gross says, are the trees still going to spawn in my house? Probably. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They still spawn through your house right now, and we're like 11, we're pushing to a year into early access. We're like 10, 11 months in now, and the trees still come up through your house. So I would assume yes. Let's see right here. Back to the Queen, Corrupted Hydra. Josh says, I'd love to dedicate a couple of my plots to the Clan City. Absolutely, Josh. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll be doing Sanguine Council meetings and stuff like that leading up to the wipe and some of our festivals and things like that, the end of the world festivals that we're going to be hosting in Bloodhaven. But we'll definitely chat about that. Goreforce says, what do you think they'll need to make RP feel respected without it being tyrannical? So I would think that all they need to do to really make our peers feel respected and to really just respect them is make sure they have their own space. Give us a roleplay server. I mean, I don't think that's that hard, really, just to have another server for roleplay. There's clearly a lot of people who roleplay. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of people who roleplay still. Probably the majority of people who still play the game are role players. So I would assume that if they just give us our own server, not being an afterthought is also nice. Like telling people, hey, we know your server's full, just go on the RP server. It's no big deal. Nothing's enforced over there and there's really no difference anyways. That's disrespectful. I mean, is that not disrespectful, guys? Being told that there's really no difference over on your server where roleplay takes place, there's a big difference. There's a lot of immersion. It's not just people grinding and metagaming and PvPing and stuff like that. PvP has meaning on a roleplay server. Grinding has meaning on a roleplay server. It's about the stories you make, you know? There's a big difference. Every city you go into, people are welcoming you, or they're shy of you, or they have their backstories and stuff. If you go to a regular server, there's none of that stuff. So, in my opinion, there's a big, big difference. I don't want roleplay to be an afterthought. I want it to be, you know, equal as regular thought, as PvP is treated, because PvP is a big portion of gaming as well. So is PvE, and so should RP. Let's see here. Let's catch up on some more chat. There's a bunch of stuff flying by. I'm doing my best to keep up with all of it. J Dove, I addressed when we know of when the wipe will be coming. Rosemary says, honestly, that is the bare minimum. Hi guys, we are taking away your house and giving you an outhouse for everyone to squeeze into. Yay. Exactly. I mean, and that's my main gripe with it, honestly. It's just, we're just an afterthought. And here's the real kicker, guys. Here's the culmination of that, right? Let's say we all go on Apollo. That's the US server, Apollo. Cool. We have no choice. We literally have no choice. We're going to Apollo. You're going to recreate your character. Your character is now going to be bound to that realm. You have to fight for your name, so get on there quick and get your name so no one trolls you. You have to recreate your clan. Okay, great. Get on there quick, recreate your clan so no one trolls you. And on top of it now, but we might open a roleplay server at a later stage. What does that mean? That means like a month or a couple weeks after Apollo is filling up, they'll be like, okay, now we're opening a roleplay server. So what, my character is already on this other server. So now I got to start with my character over from scratch again. My redeeming queue was all redeemed already on Apollo. So now I have no materials and I've already built an entire city and lore and things like that baked into the world. And now I got to start it all over again because, again, we're an afterthought. We're going to come at a later stage. That shift is not going to be an easy one, to just go from one server to another, right? That's never going to be an easy thing. That's the kicker. That's the real kicker there. I would have almost, they just didn't even say that and just stuck to their guns. Because opening an RP server at a later stage is just, I don't know. That just seems wrong to me. But yeah, they're going to use the same shard names as they did before, and there's the list of the regions. And then we get into compensation. This is the redeeming queue and stuff like that. But let me catch up on a little more chat here. Sabella says, I agree with you, Rosemarie. Gofor says, yes, exactly. That's how I've planned with my country in EOC. Some more chat here. There's a bunch, guys. I'm really, really trying. If you want to make sure that it's read, put it in a super chat because this is flying by here. Fadril says it was bad taste. Rosemary says, yes, our own space. Absolutely. We need our own space, guys. And we'll make it no matter what. I mean, we're not, as some people might want to think, you know, as the heated discussion that was happening over on the PAX Day official Discord, we're not trying to get special treatment. We want equal treatment. We want to be respected as a community. We want to be respected as a people of role players, as gamers of role players. We want to be respected. And we will always carve out our own space. So we will endure, we will overcome. Nothing is going to stop the Order of the Blood Brothers or the Cheeky Buggers United or the greater roleplay community from staking out our place in the world and having a roleplay hub. And that is what the Fellowship of the Free Cities is all about, guys. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that before we get into the compensation. The Fellowship of the Free Cities is a very interesting roleplay initiative that I'm sparking up. It is going to have guidelines that are going to fuel in-character, out-of-character separation. It is going to allow for people to be the in good faith bad guy. So it's not just, hey, I got killed in PvP by this guy. You know that these people are verified. You know that they're partaking in the Fellowship of the Free Cities. You know that it's done in good faith, and maybe they're just taking it upon themselves to fulfill that roleplay need to have that. So maybe one season, we have a group who's the good guys, and the next season you have a group who's the bad guy. We could do a seasonal story derived season, essentially. We could have a season where it's like season 1, here's the rough story, right? Or season 2, here's the next rough story. It allows people to have a fresh take on roleplay, allow people to get into roleplay a little more easily. And most importantly, allows us to have a council of sorts where roleplay rules and guidelines can be put in place. No metagaming, no spying on Discord or using out-of-character information for in-character gain and things like that. Not blending out-of-character and in-character stuff together. We can go and stake out an entire home valley, and that can be the place where the Fellowship of the Free Cities takes place. Not everyone needs to be in the same clan. We could even take the 250 members of Blood Brothers, cut them up into 50 small clans, and we all have these dynamic stories that are happening and taking place. It is going to be something truly special, and no matter where we end up, you guys are not going to want to miss that. Join our Discord. We have the guidelines for the Fellowship of the Free Cities posted already. And we're going to talk about how the application process is going to go forward as well for people who do want to become officially a part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you guys are not going to want to miss that. Goreforce says, I hope with the Knights and Baronies we have a casus belli system rather than a full PvP all the time. Could be a legitimate grievance, could have legitimate grievances. Yeah, we don't really know too much about it yet. We know that it got pushed back quite a bit. We don't know too much which that's going to be coming out about that though. Rosemary says, that is gross. Goreforce says, with goods. Let me see here. Let me scroll down. There's again, bunch of chat guys. I know I'm missing your chats here and I'm trying to keep up with all of them. UTB says, maybe free transfers and cut and copy server clone. But even then, even if they let you transfer over, even if they had an automated system for that, you've already built a bunch of stuff. Building in here, people take great pride in their builds. And I know some people like to tear it down and build it up again, but it's like I put great pride into my build and I build it once and then I refine it and perfect it. I put a lot of effort into those things. I know a lot of people do too. So, I mean, at very least, even if you got free server transfers, you're still going to lose all the effort you put into building, right? It's still not ideal and it's still an afterthought. Michael says, my new name will be Groz of the middle finger. That's funny, man. Savilla says, I've seen a lot of people cite funding as a reason for moving roleplay servers, but I don't buy it. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, they had over 50 million in funding. Yeah, they got a lot of money. They got deep pockets, a lot of big development team. I don't think that funding is the reason for that. I mean, they raised millions just from Steam sales alone. It was 6 million gross income or something like that just from Steam sales alone, not including their third-party sales or on their own sales site and things like that. So I don't buy that. I don't think it's funding. They got deep pockets. They had a lot of funding from Anderson, Horowitz, and Riot Games, which they got deep pockets. I don't think it's a lack of money. Gorfer says, I don't think we have evidence either way how much it costs to run servers of this game. That's true, we don't. But, if they're going to be going out of early access soon, that means those subscriptions are going to be fired up. You're going to be paying for your plots, guys. I mean, I'd like to see private servers. I've talked about it before. Hey, just give us private servers and all is well. I'll throw up a server on my server rack. Hell, if I need a cluster of servers to run this, I would set up a cluster network of servers that can each run their own home valley, and you get handed over to each other server. I'll have 5 servers running if I need to in order to properly host a server for PAX Day, in order to give the community what they truly want. I want private servers for this. If you're not going to give us a roleplay server, let us give it ourselves. Blimpy Boy says, nice that the grace is preserved. I've not been playing, but I'm doing daily logins for the free grace. Yeah, I mean, I have so much grace now that I haven't really been even bothering too much with that. But yeah, definitely, it's nice to have the grace and the gold be preserved there. Goreforce says it does take hours to build. Absolutely, yeah, 100% it does. UTB says server clone opt-in. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things they could do, Raster. They have so many different things that could take place. I mean, I know that you know this, but there's so many different things that they could do on the server end. That would be a really great experience, right? Gore4 says 6 million from Steam sales, so more than most crowd-funded games. That was gross income revenue. They don't get to keep all of that, obviously, but they had really big waves of funding from Anderson Horowitz and Riot Games and stuff like that. And I thought Microsoft was in on it, but I heard they maybe pulled the plug or something. I'm not too sure. It was interesting. They actually added on their Steam page a new publisher, but then you come to find that that publisher was always there. It's very strange, but it did just recently get added to their Steam page. But I guess back in 2023, they were their publisher. So I don't know. There's a little bit of blurred lines there as well. Fadril says, I'm just one of the crazies who doesn't mind new builds. Well, you would probably mind it, Fadril. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you would probably mind it if, let's say this comes out next month and we all start on Apollo. And then a month later, they're like, here's a roleplay server. You're going to rebuild in a month and then rebuild a month after that month again on a whole new server. You're going to start over. Like that's the problem there. You know what I mean? They're going to open the roleplay server potentially at a later stage of verse 3. That's the main problem that I have there. You know, that just seems crazy. Sabella says Liz Ardrag took 3 months to build. I'll not be doing that again. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are in that same situation, you know. Rosemary says 3 months. Oh my God. Yeah, some of these builds are crazy good, you know? And I understand it. They're going to have to be wiped at times, and after the game goes full release, then we can expect them not to be wiped. So I'm not burnt about that. But to have to do a wipe followed by, oh, here's a new server, rebuild again within a couple months, I mean, that'd be too much, I think, honestly. That's a hard sell for even the most dedicated of players. Let's see here. Gore4 says New Tales has been on the splash screen, pretty sure. Oh, yeah, see, I don't see the splash screens. People were saying that. I don't know. I don't see the splash screen for some reason. Is there like a setting to turn that off? Because I've never seen that in the splash screen. At least I don't remember seeing it. And I booted up the game to check, and yeah, I don't see that in the splash screen at all. Maven says, mind you, I'm not cracking the whip, hee hee. Rosemary says, I wonder if an outcry from all the RPers would call attention to the want/need for the server for RP. There is so many of us. Oh, I know. 100%. 100%. I mean, it's just hard because I'm not really a big fan of going on their Discord and just crying. I spoke out earlier today. I made my piece. I got attacked by people who call themselves role players when simply all I was doing was asking to be treated as equals, and I got attacked by people who claimed to be role players themselves. It was quite an interesting scene, to be honest. But the fanboys will be fanboys, and I'm not one of them. I am a fan of the game. I want it to succeed. I want it to be all that it can be, but I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a diehard fanboy who's going to shill for the game. If it has problems, I'm going to call them out, and you guys can always rely on me to do that. But yeah, it was interesting to see. There were some people who were like, you know, hey, you're just crying pretty much. So I made my piece over there, but that's why I don't really do too much over on there. I mean, F8 reports, sure. Do my streams, sure. I mean, we've had devs stop by streams, so we know the information is getting out there and getting to them. But yeah, I mean, maybe we could put something together. We could do sign a petition or something, or have something done where we can show them just how many of us there are. But it's a hard thing to coordinate, you know. And even then, even if I put out a thing, I know there's many role players who are not going to partake in my initiative to try and advocate for role players because of personal grievances or whatever it may be. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, definitely voicing our opinions, Rosemary, I think is the number one thing that we can do. Blimpy says, I still have some random junk in my redeeming queue from last wipe. Maybe I should pull out the inventory before next wipe. Yes, you absolutely should, because I think the previous redeeming queue will probably be deleted if I had to guess. Sabella says, let's make a petition and have all the role players sign it. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I didn't see your comment until right now. But yeah, I'll try and put something together for that, guys. Join, again, type ! Discord down below. I'm going to put together a petition to have a role play server. But again, even if we have, several hundred people sign this thing, is it going to make a difference? I don't know. But either way, we have to try, we have to fight, and we're never going to back down, even against overwhelming odds here at the Order of the Blood Brothers. So I'll put that together. We'll put that over on the Cheeky Buggers United Community Discord server. and we'll see what we can't get. We'll pass it around, and we'll get as many signatures as we possibly can from different peoples and communities and things like that. Let's see here. Maven says, Void, you deleted them. What did I delete? I'm not getting the full context of some of these messages, guys, because I'm reading them as I go through them in order. So I'm not reading them in real time, unfortunately. I'm trying to catch up with them. I'm really trying to keep up with all the chats, but what did I delete? I don't know what I deleted. Rosemary says, Golden City, Ardennes, the free people. I mean, there's a ton of spaces where people are holding out and role playing and stuff. I mean, out in the province of Caries and Tremen, the Blood Brothers out in Bloodhaven, we have been having a bunch of fun still, hopping in. We've been doing some smaller events and things like that just to enjoy the space. We've had a lot of new players who are getting into PaxCast for the first time, so we get to help ease them into things. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'm gonna do a petition though, and we'll see what happens. I'm definitely gonna lean into that. Let me catch up on some more messages here. Athena says, I'm against a redeeming queue, but that's me. I'm against it too, if you want my honest opinion. I think it should just be a full wipe it all. We need to get it from the ground up and see how it's going to go. Clean slate. I think there's more people who want a full wipe than people who want a partial wipe. Let me see here. Maven, I want to know what you were talking about though, that I deleted what? What did I delete? You say you specifically recall that. Dreambree says, I think I will focus on building a single plot keep this time to prepare myself for when the game goes live and the extra plots cost money. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. Absolutely. Maybe we'll get used to it now. That's a good point. Goreforce says they should do a full wipe before the last wipe for launch, in my opinion. Well, the last wipe obviously will be a full wipe. That's the one where we're leaving early access. But again, I don't lose much as many of the other people. Blimpy says, I missed the dungeon because I wasn't logged in time. Oh, for the Tangia dungeons. Yeah, guys, if you want to join those, again, those are free for people to join in. All right, I think we're mostly... Oh, I deleted the splash screen? I deleted the splash screen? Did I take it out of the files or something? Because it was like taking up time to boot the game, or I don't know. Is that a thing that I did? I honestly don't remember. Rosemary says F8 is a good idea. Also, yes, we have done a lot of mass F8 reports. I remember one time we put in over 100 F8s all at the same time. It was crazy. Fadril says, well, 100 people signature is what, 50% of the current player base? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, honestly. Maven says it was an experiment. Oh, maybe that's where my splash screen went. Maybe that's why I didn't know about it. Eric says, I don't mind a full wipe, but I haven't built much. Even then, I wouldn't mind though. Well, the full wipe would be like you wouldn't get a redeeming queue, right? Because we always expect to have the world be wiped because they change, the geographical placement of things and stuff like that. So that makes sense. But normally all those materials go into a redeeming queue. I'd be okay with just, not getting the redeeming queue. Salty Veteran says, I will not be building a 36 plot compound this time, maybe 2 at most. I could definitely resonate with that, Salty. I understand 100%. Maven says you did Void, removed the files. It was locking up your computer. I honestly don't remember that at all, but I believe you. I believe that if you say that I did that, I must have. Maybe that's where my splash screen went then. I have no idea. I can't remember. Maven says the great flood cometh again. Sabella says, Sabella the Hobo, coming soon to your local RP. I look forward to it, Sabella. I look forward to it 100%. All right, I caught up on chat. Let's go over what compensation do players get. We know a major wipe like this might make some players think twice about coming back and testing the newly added features and revamped world. As such, we're planning to compensate you in several ways. So first of all, as per previous wipes, we will be using the redeeming queue to compensate for the items you've accumulated in the game. Due to the extensive changes to the game economy in this update, most, if not all, items will be converted into resources from what they were crafted, assuming the resources still exist in the new economy. Okay, so let me hypothesize here. It sounds like what they're going to be doing is they're going to be partially wiping, if not fully wiping, our player skills. And they're going to take the items and turn them back into their raw materials. So that way you won't have like 1,000 Royal Bastard Swords, because you won't even be able to make those 1,000 Royal Bastard Swords yet, even though you have the materials. So you're still going to have to go through and re-level up your skills to get back to that point. I wonder if that means we're going to be getting the sigils back for them as well, because that was one of the biggest things. People were cheesing in all kinds of stuff by exploiting the game, by going into dungeons and standing on loot piles and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I guess we'll see what that really means going forward. But they are going to be using the redeeming queue according to them. Fidril says, Lady Sabella, your place was absolutely beautiful. Gore4 says, other than geography changes, what else is changing? Are we going to get a full set of boss mechanics? No, Gore4. We don't actually fully know that, but we did go over full patch notes of the things that we know are coming with this update. So make sure you check out our previous PaxCast where we had some announcements. But yeah, I showed the roadmap at the beginning of this stream as well. We don't really know fully what's coming yet. They said that they're going to be doing spotlights upcoming. They're going to be doing upcoming spotlights showing off all the stuff that's going to be actually implemented. #SoonTM. Watson, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, Watson. Watson says, oh no, Void isn't allowed to catch up on chat. Everyone's still typing. Or everyone start typing. I'm almost caught up. UTB says, Oathsworn members wanting info about the server backend cost a PDF is posted. Oh, you posted a PDF? Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, we're caught up again. So they're going to be using the redeeming queue, and all of your items are going to be turned into raw materials, it sounds like. Due to the extensive changes to the economy in this update, most, if not all, items will be converted into the resources from which they were crafted, assuming the resources still exist in the new economy. We aim to compensate for all types of items. So they go on to say right here, all furnishings that were on your plot, all components used to make building pieces and crafting stations that were placed on your plots, all items stored in containers placed on your plots, all processing crafters on your plots, and the materials for each task. Only the materials placed in the crafters will be returned. The output will not be returned, even if the task is complete. So keep that in mind, guys. You don't have your crafters processing stuff, because when that wipe hits, those things will be lost there, as they're saying. Watson says, Sabella, you are, in my humble opinion, is a master builder. She says, you are, in my he says, you are, in my humble opinion, a master builder. And she says, Sabella is an amazing builder. There's so many great builders, guys. It's awesome. Sabella, yeah, your build. I need to get out there and see it and get some screenshots and some footage before the wipe happens, because I wasn't able to make it to the ball. That's back when I was still really, really ill. What else is going to be put in the redeeming queue here? So all items in market stalls will be returned to their sellers. So there you go. They're going to be returning all the items that are for sale in different market stalls back to the people who put them up for sale. Note, the compensation of all potential item types and conversion to materials is somewhat complicated. While this is our aim, we may need to make some adjustments as we build and test this. We will inform you of any changes to the compensation plan. Also, please note that we will not be able to fully compensate for materials used in items, weapons, equipment, resources, etc., as some will be removed from the game with this update. So there you go, guys. They're removing some more stuff from the game. They're removing some more stuff from the game, and they won't be able to compensate you for the things that have been removed from the game. Havoc Prime says, going to be interesting to meet everyone from other North America servers since there'll only be one shard. Thank you for the Tangia. Since there'll only be one shard per region after the wipe. Yeah, Havoc, it will be interesting to say the least, for sure, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see where the lines get drawn on on the valleys and stuff like that. Again, I'm going to be finding a space to cut out for the Fellowship of the Free Cities, where we are going to be having a thriving RP community. It's going to be a big thing. Havoc says, I hope they remove pins and needles. No pun intended, I hope. You want to actually have the pins and needles removed. Gore4 says, in building, not sure about PvE enough, didn't get that far. Sabella with the face. Goreforce says the sleeping arm mechanic. Exactly. So that's their compensation plan. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about those things, make sure, let me know in chat. I want to know what you guys think about that. Let's go ahead and let's end this poll. Let's see. How many people are role players? So here's the results. 30 votes. Do you RP or respect role play? So are you a role player or do you respect role play? Meaning, can you coexist with role players in the sense that like you're living on a role play server right now? 90% yes, 10% no. So the vast majority of the people here on my viewership are role players. So there you go. Havoc says no pun, only frustration. I hear you, man. I hear you. Let me know what you're most frustrated about, Havoc. That's what these streams are all about. That's what this podcast is dedicated to. I want to hear in good faith from the community. I want to hear good, bad, and indifferent, all the things that you're worried about, the things that you're looking forward to, and all of that. And we like to have conversations about it here on the channel. But there you go. 30 votes, 90% are role players or people who want to live with role players on a role play server. And then 10% is no, they do not role play. All right. Let's see what else they have to say here. Holy crap. There is a boss fight. I don't think you guys are going to kill that ogre or that orc or whatever it is, but I wish you luck. I wish I could join, but I can't while I do the podcast, unfortunately. It doesn't actually let me. I can do it during my normal streams, but I can't join. There's only 2 of you signed up. Guys, go join. They're going to fight the freaking dungeon boss. They go on to say right here, guys, however, we will grant 100 grace to all accounts once the content update is deployed. And we talked about this, we jested about this a little bit ago. 100 grace is literally nothing. I mean, you can get that in 10, 15 minutes of just farming the overworld POIs and stuff. So I have like 5,000, I have thousands of grace. Thousands of gold to the point where I've been giving gold away to people so they can get grace to test out things and stuff like that. So 100 grace, they put it in caps, bold, or not caps, but they put it in bold black letters right here because this must be like, and this is an important thing, guys. This is big news. You're going to get 100 grace. I don't know. I think it's a bit lackluster. 270 gold for 60 grace at the moment. Is it 270 gold for 60 grace? Did they change it? Because I remember like not really spending. I would spend like 160 gold to get like over 100 grace. Maybe they changed. I'll have to hop in and I'll check it out myself. But if those, I'm gonna trust that those numbers are correct. I can't confirm because I haven't really been in the past couple days. But I'll hop in and check. Goreforce says, do a poll for who is guild member for context. Well, I mean, again, they don't have to be guild members to want to roleplay. Again, we've drawn in a lot of people to the roleplay scene who were not originally role players. So, I mean, I know Rosemarie's not a guild member. I know that there's several people. Havoc is not a guild member. There's many people here who aren't guild members, but I don't think that really matters. I mean, I think it's just seeing who are the role players, you know, just seeing an overarching how many role players are there, at least, you know, on my stream at least. So Blimpy says, Leroy, did you guys kill that thing or did you guys lose? I wasn't paying attention, but I don't think you beat that boss, did you? FX says, not gonna lie, 100 grace isn't much. Yeah, I mean, that was my point. It's just spit in a bucket, really. But I guess they figure grace will be more valuable than it currently is. I mean, it's used for teleporting now, so it does have more use, but even then it's like teleporting isn't really all that important unless you're, you know, let's say the Fellowship of the Free Cities, we all live next to each other in the same valley and we can just walk to go roleplay in an immersive way. I mean, teleporting to me is really not that immersive. I'd rather hop on a horse, take a wagon or a carriage or something to the next town over, or have a patrol go out there. That's so much more immersive in my opinion. So I don't really I see the value in being able to teleport. I do for sure, because right now we're all scattered across really far valleys and we don't have mounts. We don't know when we're gonna have mounts. So I can see its value, but, oh, you guys got destroyed, Templar says. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see grace being all that useful. I guess it will be more useful with the wipe because you have to get your skills back. So you can, you know, put the grace into being able to get your skills back and to harvest more materials. But again, you're going to be compensated with a lot of the materials, be getting them back. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes out. But I mean, no matter which way you look at it, 100 grace really isn't that much. So it's going to save you maybe a couple hundred gold. I mean, big whoop. Go to a couple, run one dungeon, you'll leave there with more than that, you know. Rosemary says, all of us need to stick together regardless of community. I am in Ardennes, but support and respect free cities, Golden City, Sultanite, etc. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it really comes down to respecting in-character and out-of-character stuff. I think that that's really what the biggest issue with cross communities, that's really what can happen there. But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that role players should all, I mean, let's face it, if we do get a roleplay server, that's where we're all going to be. We're all going to be there with each other. You know what I mean? So, but that's the big thing with the Fellowship of the Free Cities initiative. Goreforce says, imagine the cost of grace like mana in other games. I mean, yeah, it could be used for, you know, as a mana substitute. EOTB said I pasted an ASCII artwork of a puppy. That got what? What happened to it? All right, that's our compensation plan. What will happen when verse 3 is released and maintenance is over? So this is for anyone who has not experienced a wipe. I can talk about our experiences with the wipe in the past. I can, you can go and see the things that we on my streams in the past of what was leading up to it and whatnot. But there are a lot of things that you need to be aware of. You need to make sure that you secure your character name and secure your clan name as soon as possible, especially now that we're all being forced to go into non-RP server. It's going to be, there's going to be a higher volume or a higher likelihood that we're going to experience trolls and things like that, So we need to make sure that we're aware of that. We've had bad faith actors and trolls and things like that on the roleplay server enough as it is, but now being forced into a regular server, into that space, I would assume that the volume of them is going to be higher. So we're going to be under a lot more scrutiny there. It's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. But make sure you get in and secure your characters and stuff first and foremost as soon as possible. And then if you have a large clan like myself, wherever we end up, we try to put down our plots as soon as possible because these valleys, they fill up fast. And especially with there being more valleys that I think are smaller now, they're going to fill up probably even quicker. I mean, Tremin has hundreds of plots just from Blood Brothers and allies alone. So you fill up a valley really, really quickly. Fizzy says, oh, stepped away to eat supper and see still going. Yep, still going. We're getting into the juicy bits now, Fizzy. I hope your supper was delicious. I still have not eaten anything yet today, and it's already getting close to dinner time myself, so I'm gonna have to get some dinner here after stream. I'm hoping for brisket, guys. Can we get some briskets in the chat? Can I get brisket in the chat? Is today a brisket day? I want to go to Costco, get a giant brisket, and just slow cook that sucker. Oh man, I'm so hungry. I'm starving, Fizzy. You guys are all welcome. We'll have a big Blood Brothers brisket, Blood Brothers brisket outing. Oh man, oh Salty, you got filtered by the automatic thing from Stream Elements for so many of them. That was not me. I did not delete that. I would never delete such a juicy brisket post, Salty. Maven was able to. So here's the thing, Maven and Ange didn't get filtered because they're mods, but Salty, you got filtered because you didn't have a mod status. Sorry, brother. It's automated, it wasn't me. Think of it like Carlbot. It was like Carlbot, he's just filtering people. That bastard. Havoc says, I'm from Sif, and I will say that I've seen very few bad actors with reactions to RP players, but who knows? Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's people who are actually, role players and are dedicated to it. They're not the ones really need to worry about it. It's people who come and then they just want to cause problems or make fun of role players and things like that. And being forced into the space, again, without being able to have our own space, we're going to be forced to live amongst people who we're just a jog away. We're just a teleport away. And it's going to be easier than ever for them to come over simply to troll. I mean, let's say I fire up a stream, and you can look at my old streams from when the game first came out. I mean, we're talking just after the alpha. I had whole groups of people who would come and troll us in dungeons even, and it was caught on stream. They were stream sniping. They would follow us places, try to steal our kills, try to chain pull mobs on us when we're trying to take group photos and stuff like that to show off the game and its beauty. And being put into the public community with non-role players like that, there's going to be more. I mean, I don't see how there could be less. Fizzy says spaghetti and bread. Ooh, nice, man. Thank you guys for all the briskets in chat. Appreciate you. Rosemary says juice brisket post. More like 3 or 5 or 7. EOTB says. Salty says I blame Moon. Traitor. Gorfer says I want brisket. I want brisket too. Eric says, no idea how you got the brisket symbol. The brisket symbol, along with some other symbols, those are for the channel members. So you click that join button down below, you get access to all kinds of different perks. You can check them out. There's a bunch of different things, and you get recognition over on the Discord as well, over on the official CBU Discord server. There's a whole section dedicated to my most dedicated fans. But let's see what will happen when verse 3 is released and maintenance is over. So again, this is for people who have not really seen a wipe before. This is what you can expect. Once the content update is fully deployed, the world will have changed. So you'll need to find a new location for your plot or plots. We will try to publish the updated maps as early as possible. We did see an example of some of the changes, and they look interesting. There's a lot more home valleys within the provinces. It's quite interesting. Your character will keep their name and appearance, but so here's the thing. Your character is removed from the world, and this is how it happened last time. And thank you for the super chat. 4 out of 10 towards our super chat goal for this stream. Thank you so much, Ange. Ange says, don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate you, Ange. So how it worked last time was your character still technically existed because their skills and stuff were retained. Their inventory was wiped and it went into your redeeming queue, if I remember correctly, and your plots were all lifted and made available once again. I had to grab a drink of water there. I'm starting to get the shakums from low calorie intake, guys. I'm gonna have to go eat pretty soon. Maven, thank you for the super chat. Maven says, have some brisket from my last dungeon loot. Have some brisket from my last dungeon loot, then swing by the Stag and Willow Inn for some refreshing drinks. Check with Fidril and myself for specials. Appreciate that super chat, guys. Thank you so much. Rosemary says, odd question. Do you have an in-character reason for the wipe? Yes, we did last time, and we will again. The last time we went through the veil as the world was flooded. I actually have a video here on the channel. It's one of my favorite videos that I've made, and I want to know if you guys want to see more lore videos and stuff. They do pretty well here on the channel, but yeah, we do have in-character reasons for all that stuff. We have in-character reasons for most everything that takes place. We have some really, really deep role play, and we keep that in-character, and then out of character. It's a lot of fun over with the Order of the Blood Brothers in Bloodhaven in Province of Caries. But yeah, so what we did last time was we stepped through the veil. We have the 9 Pantheon of Gods, potentially, maybe, soon to be a 10th. That we're working up, but we have the 9 gods right now. And Valskavard opened the way for us to be able to enter the Veil, and it was a very, very dark place. We had to fight horrors that were unimaginable while the world was being wiped and flooded and created and buried by the divine as they do. And they're going to do it once again. They're going to bury the world once again, add another layer to it, and it's going to be very interesting to see what we're going to come up with and what's going to happen on the other side. But we're going to have an apocalypse party. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you guys are looking forward to that, give me the thumbs up in chat, guys. If you're looking forward to the apocalypse party, we're going to send verse 2 off with a bang, and we're going to be heading into verse 3 with some fun lore, some fun stories, and a lot of RP coming your way. But yeah, we have some really interesting things that are coming up. Let's see. Rosemary goes on to say, is that a flood from the game lore or just us RPers being dramatic? I believe it was from game lore that they said that the world was going to be flooded. And then we all took our own spins on it. And I know there's a lot of other backstories and stuff that other clans have done as well as how they made it through. But yeah, ours is a story of the Veil, and that's where Bloodstone Hollow comes from. Bloodstone Hollow is the sacred, hallowed ground where we emerged from the Veil, and it is shrouded in forever in darkness. It is a place where dark rituals, or not all like that, I say dark rituals, but rituals that need to take place in the dark, take place. It is a place forever shrouded in mystery. You'll see my shorts, they take place there. Even when it's daytime out in the rest of the world, that part of the world is sundered by the Veil, and it's really quite an interesting place. If you ever get a chance to visit it yourself before the wipe, go and check it out. I'd love a link of the song. Let's see, which song? Can we get a link for the song? Which song? Hold on, let me see here. Rosemary, Maven says, Rosemary, I put together a Suno song of the last wipe. Many of our members make songs of our adventures. Oh yes, Rosemary, over on the official CBU Discord, There are sections for Our Journey PAX Day. That's for screenshots. We have user songs where people post their ballads and all kinds of songs that they've made. We have sections for in-character letters and all things of the sort. There's all kinds of stuff, a lot of infrastructure dedicated to it. But you should check out Through the Veil here on my channel. Once this stream ends, go check out Through the Veil. It's a really awesome episode that I'm super, super proud of, and it was a lot of fun to make. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears of many characters and their backstories have gone into making that, and it was an absolute pleasure to put together. If you guys want to see more stuff like that, please let me know. Rosemary says, am I okay to join that to see? Everybody's welcome to join. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who wants to join the CBU Discord, you don't have to be a member or get verified or anything like that. You can if you choose to. You can become a verified member. That's up to you. But it's an open Discord to everybody. It's a community, giant community Discord that I run called the Cheeky Buggers United Weekend. We play all kinds of games, so it's got a lot of categories and stuff. But absolutely, yeah, take the link right there. Maven just gave you a link. Anybody who wants to, you can take that link and join there. We chat about all kinds of stuff. We got all kinds of songs and things that go around, screenshots. So if you have screenshots of your builds, put them in the Our Journey room. We keep that dedicated to screenshots, all kinds of really cool stuff. You're more than welcome over there, Rosemary. Really great to have you. But yeah, we got a lot of really cool lore. I'm trying to keep up with all of our deities and getting out their backstory lore videos as well. We have some for Umbrevix and Velskavard, and I think we have one for Arachnavar. Really cool backstories and lores for all the gods and things like that. And I started to do people's stories. We have the Bloodlines of Bloodhaven is a short, well, it's a playlist of short stories that are written by the individuals. So if somebody would like, who's part of Bloodhaven or Blood Brothers, would like their story read and put into a short, I have a lot of them queued up. I have a lot of them that I still have to do, but I'm doing the Bloodlines of Bloodhaven, where we're making people's backstories in the 10 lines of lore. Remember, the devs gave us 10 lines of lore or less. Those are what I'm reading. So it's a really cool way to give back to the community and make sure that your stories are heard. I do my best to support the roleplay community in every way, shape, and form that I possibly can. Okay, so let's see here. What else will be done with this wipe? Again, for new players, what can they expect? So we talked about the characters and stuff. Your character will be naked when they are a newly created character. They won't be a part of a clan anymore, so you need to remake your clan. They'll need to choose a new name if the initial name was already taken. So again, it's first come, first serve when it comes to these names. Somebody logs in and names themselves Voidlock, well, I guess I'm out of luck. I mean, I would hope somebody wouldn't do that in bad faith, but it's bound to happen. So get in minute one, get your names reserved, get your clans made so you can reserve those names and any other names that you may want to have reserved and things like that. I understand why they don't do a name reservation, but it would be nice if for the people who are more likely in the public eye, like myself, we could get a name reservation, but I understand. I mean, it is what it is. Hey, if I can't get it, no big deal. I'll make a new name. I mean, people will find me. I'm known as Voidlock everywhere. On Discord, I'm Void_Lock. If you want to shoot me a message or anything like that, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns off stream, I'm more than happy to chat with you guys over there as well. And thank you for the 6th out of 10 super chat towards our goal. It says Umbrevix for the win. Protect the foxes. YouTube says personal fave is Stuck in the Woods with Maven Moon. That's a great song as well, yes. Watson says, way too many songs and user songs. Many are totally awesome. Yeah, there's a bunch in there. Really, really good stuff. Sabella says diaper party. Yep, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a diaper party. The Gore Force says, I'm making a novel, or I'd participate in the creative writing. Or you're writing an actual novel, like you're writing an actual book. That's really cool, man. If that's the case, that's awesome. Hey, you know what? Message me. You don't have to, but I'm going to do a proposition here. If you are looking for someone to read your book, some people have said I have a good voice. I don't know. Maybe they're crazy, but hey, maybe I could do a little voice acting. We'll see. But if that's something you want to do, send me a message, man. Blippy says, I don't even know how you pronounce that. Voidlock? Oh, that's going to be my name, Voidlock? That's how I gotta spell it. If my name gets taken. Go for it says makes RP easy. I don't blame you. Maven Moon says, oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so you'll have to remake your clans and your character names and stuff. All compensated materials will be available in your redeeming queue, except for items that have been removed from the game with this content update. You will need to recreate your clan and invite all the members again. So again, it's going to be a big process to get all 250 plus members invited back into the clan, or whoever's actually coming back in. And I urge you, even if you don't intend on playing in verse 3 and you're in the Blood Brothers, come back and let us have your plots, please. Like, it'd be nice. You could set them to Eldermen or Elders and stuff, and then we'd be able to use them for the city. It'd be kind of cool, you know. But if you want to come back and join the clan to be able to give us those, it'd be nice. But you don't have to. I understand some people have sworn off the game and they're waiting for the full release. I hear you. I resonate with you. It's early access is not for everyone. Go4 says thanks for the offer. Absolutely, man. ASMR voice, right? Black Wolf, how's it going, man? Welcome in. Black Wolf says, I was thinking Voidlock would be a great name to use on the wipe. Good luck. I'll race you to it. No, I would hope that no one would steal someone's name in bad faith like that, And I know you're just kidding, but I would hope that no one would actually do that, though. That's really beneath most people, I would assume. But Black Wolf, great to have you in the stream, buddy. Really great to see you. Okay, so let's see here. Since you're not changing the shard structure, do you plan to open character transfers between shards in the same geographic region? Since only one shard will be opened per region at first, RP might come later. It's just, not a fan. No character transfers will be offered. That might change when more shards are opened later on. I don't see that there's no way they can 100% compensate you to change to the RP server once it comes out, though. We talked about that, right? We're all going to be building. We're going to build up a whole ass city and have this whole RP and stuff going down. And we're not going to be like, okay, the RP server came out. Go ahead and transfer over there. Now I got to coordinate transferring 250 people over to another shard. Nuh-uh, not going to happen, guys. So if they come out with an RP server after, it's not going to be where I'm going to be ending up, because we're going to have to go to Apollo, and that's where we're going to put our roots. So we're going to see how it plays out, but they're not going to be offering shard transfers because there's no need to transfer between shards in the beginning, because it's only going to be Apollo. When will the wipe be confirmed? So some people were asking about this really early on. I gave them the info, so if they didn't want to hear all me blabbing, then they could just have the info and go about their day. But June 20th is the end of spring. Verse 3 is coming before the end of spring. It's coming during spring. At least that's when it's slated for. So June 20th at the very latest, I would assume. But they said we will confirm full details of the wipe at least 1 week before the content update is released. So there you go, guys. We will know at very least 1 week before. Hopefully they give us a little more heads up. Again, more transparency, the better, in my opinion. Sure, some people might be put off or stop playing because they're going to wait for the wipe then if they know about it. But I think it's disingenuous to hide the fact of when the wipe's going to be coming out in order to urge people to keep playing. I think that's disingenuous. So the more heads up you can give us, Mainframe, the better. But it looks like 1 week. We'll get at least 1 week there, guys. When is verse 3 expected? As mentioned in the roadmap, verse 3 will go live this spring. And again, so by the end of June, they say it right there. We cannot commit to an exact timeline right now, as we are still finalizing the development of crucial features and changes, which is completely understandable. And I appreciate the transparency, Mainframe. I really do. Again, I'm here to praise the good things, and that's a good thing. More transparency, the better. We do not want to announce a date only to have to move it later. And that's understandable. Now, if you were to put out like one and say tentative, like Star Citizen will do tentative for quarterly, they do that as well. That's kind of what they've done here, so this is going to be coming out in spring. So you have your tentative date release. But yeah, the more info, the better. Is this the last wipe before release? The wipe accompanying verse 3 should indeed be the last wipe before the, quote, release wipe. Note that this may change depending on the game's development. So this could change, but as it is right now, according to the developers, the verse 3 wipe is the last wipe before the final wipe. And I know that sounds kind of confusing, but when we go to leave early access, everything will be wiped. 100% wipe across the board, top to bottom, everything in between, no redeeming queue, no nothing. Wiped, gone, clean, right? With verse 3, we know we went over the things that are going to be wiped, the things that we're going to be keeping, and the things that we're going to be compensated by. But it's very important to remember that they're saying right here, this will indeed be the last wipe before the release wipe. It's confusing to say it like that. There's going to be 2 more wipes, guys. The last wipe will be leaving early access. That's a full wipe. This wipe is wiping all the things that we talked about. If anyone's confused on that, please hop in chat. Let me know. if you're confused about that at all. But there's no more wipes before the big wipe, according to how it is right now, unless something changes with the game's development. And I'm going to catch up on some chat here. Watson says, I'm going to skip work to take Void's name. Well, joke's on you, because I will be at work claiming my name, if that makes sense. I do this full time, so I'm going to try and get it. I'm going to try and beat you to it. No, please don't take my name just to troll me. Please don't. Blimpy says, did Void just name snipe shame us? JK, of course. The dungeons are flowing freely today. Oh yeah, over on Tangia. Yeah, if you guys want to join those, again, they're free for people who want to join in on them. Maven says, I'm glad they didn't hold up giving us this information because they were not sure of it. Absolutely. And that's what I've been saying is I'd rather have the information and have it be like, guys, here's the reason why we had to go back on what we said. We ran into a big blocker here. We ran into a big problem. We had to make sure we get this resolved. So because of that, we had to move this back. That's real transparency, in my opinion. UTB says, why I said, unless they offer the server-based clone plots, I don't think they could ever do that, really. I think it'd be too much. They'd be putting time into developing a plot cloner. I just don't think that that's really going to work, UTB. Let's see here. Gore4 says, off topic, rumors 3 months ago was that GTA 6 was coming out in 2026. Fans of GTA 6 surprised when this was announced. Maven says, Void using Valskavard, Void Magic to make sure he protects his name. Oh, you're using Void Magic? Thank you, Maven. I appreciate that. Jack, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, Jack. Jack says, I'm calling it now. June 12th is wipe day. I'm writing it down. I'm going to write down June 12th. Jack has said, that's his estimate right there. He's calling it June 12th. Black Wolf says, I'll hold your name ransom for 15,000 gold. Well, the gold's pretty much useless, and I got more than that just kicking around, so sure. If you can get it and hold it for me, I'd really appreciate it. Please don't take my name. Come on, please don't take my name. Templar says, it would be nice to know the wipe more than a week out so I could take time off. That's a good point, Templar. That is a really good point. Gore4 says, imagine not being by your PC, working a traditional job, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to imagine that. I love my job. I love chatting with you guys, running the community and being a YouTuber, being a streamer. It's great. I love interacting with people on a daily basis. Well, my streams haven't exactly been daily, but I've been trying to find some stuff to fill the gaps in PAX Day, their updates and stuff. So let me know what you guys have in mind. If you think anything cool upcoming or, what could be cool to show on the channel. V Rising's been a lot of fun, guys. You can come over to our private server for V Rising as well. UTB says, Void has friends whom will hold his name even if that is not possible, grins. Or even if that was possible, grins. Maven says, Templay, hey boss, yeah, I don't feel good. Oh, talking to Templar. Hey boss, yeah, I don't feel good, right? Templar says, yeah, that doesn't work so well in my line of work. Templar says, I'm like sitting on almost 3 weeks of PTO. Oh, wow. Oh, they need 2 weeks notice though. Come on, mainframe, give us 2 weeks notice so Templar can take the time off, man. Templar says, I'm dying a lot on V. Oh, on V Rising. My server is brutal. It's set on brutal difficulty. If you need help, get in a clan. Get with new people. There's new people joining the server all the time. Get with a clan, ask questions. I can give you all kinds of pointers. I can come and help trade you some good, powerful blood and things like that. You could do trades and whatnot. Just because it's a PvP server doesn't mean that you have to PvP all the time. But let me know where you need help, Templar. I want everyone to have an enjoyable experience on there, but it is set to brutal difficulty. Keep that in mind. Gore4 says, if they are going to do a decent marketing push, it could be July or August, back to school. Yeah, I don't know. I guess time will tell. We'll have to see how that goes. So there we go. We know that that's the last wipe before release. We're nearing the end here, guys, of their information. So if you have any other comments, questions, concerns, let me know now before I get to the end of the stream. What will happen at release? This is really important for a lot of people. When PAX Day is released out of early access, we'll start with fresh new worlds and we'll perform a total database wipe. Everything will be deleted. Plots, characters, items, redeeming queues, all wiped, gone. Golden grace, reset, zeros. Everything's going to be zeros in the database, guys. Zeros across the board. Cleaned house. At release, everyone, founders and newcomers alike, will start their adventure in a world on PAX Day from scratch. I like that they're doing it that way. No tangible, hey, you get a head start because you're a founder. No, none of that. That creates disparity amongst the population of a community because now you're going to have people who are further along the chain. They're going to dominate PvP. That's like pay to win, in my opinion, and they're not doing that. So big kudos to Mainframe for not selling early access with tangible PvP, pay to win and things like that. I'm really happy to see that. But everything's going to be wiped, guys. This is going to be the last wipe before the final wipe, and on the final wipe, everything is gone. We hope this clarifies the situation and answers concerns so that you may have had regarding the upcoming content update. We will, of course, communicate a deployment date as soon as possible so you can be fully prepared when the wipe occurs and new content arrives. The Mainframe team. And there you have it. That is the information that we have about the upcoming wipe. They are trying to clarify as many things as possible. There's still some gray areas in there, but thank you, Mainframe. Whoever put this together, I don't know if you have a PR person or not. We make jokes about it, but we don't know. But I really appreciate whoever put this together. Thanks for having that communication. Let's keep this communication open. As I always say, keep it flowing. We want to see more and more transparency with the development of PAX Day. Blimpy, thank you for the 7th out of 10 super chat towards my super chat goal. I said brisket time. I really appreciate that. I really do want brisket now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do my wait, what day is today? Hold on, let me see. Is it Monday? No, what day is today? It's Friday. I don't know why I thought it was. My days get all mixed up. It's Friday. Yeah, they're open today. My brisket place is closed on Monday. If I don't make it myself, that is. But thank you so much, Blimpy, and thank you everyone for all the super chats and stuff. Guys, that's the information we have about the upcoming wipe. That's what we know about. We've talked about the content that's going to be coming with it, but now we know about the details of the wipe itself. We didn't talk about it as of recently, but they did add the fast travel grace system, so you guys can hop in to check that out. We are here to have fun, to build community, to have a blast and meet new people, and really ultimately build an awesome community of gamers who are going to come together no matter what to have each other's backs. And that's what the Order of the Blood Brothers is all about. We always come together no matter what to make an awesome space to enjoy playing video games in good faith. Ange, thank you for the super chat. Wait, so close to the goal. 8 out of 10. We're at 8 out of 10, Ange. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate all the support, guys. If you guys like to support my work, click that join button down below. I do my very best to give you guys a voice. I like to have a space where everyone can come together and voice their opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. You don't have to agree with me. We can have different points of view on something. We can have different takes on something, and we can have a cordial conversation about it. And I can hear you out. You can hear us out. That's what this space is all about. Maven with 9 out of 10 pushes towards goal, asterisks. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Maven. We are 1 away from the super chat goal, but that's my goal here, guys. My ultimate goal. We may have a super chat goal, but my ultimate goal is to make sure that everyone's having fun in a awesome environment where they can just relax and be themselves and get along. We don't have many rules. We're a bunch of free people united by a common goal. We always will stand up for what's right in and out of character. That's how I live my life, and that's how I play my games. Salty Veteran, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for helping us reach that goal. I really do appreciate you guys. That means the world to me. That is why I'm able to keep doing this. I know that it's hard during the times of drought to, keep doing streams on what, what am I I'm trying to find something to fill the time with and things like that. But I really do appreciate you guys for staying loyal and continuing to support my work, even during the droughts. We had a flood when we had the wipe, and now we have droughts in between those floods, and we're about to have another flood coming up really soon. And it says, in the woods you hear it, chop chop, sing it all day long. That's one of our favorite songs as well. Got to get out in the woods and get that chop chop on, guys. As soon as that wipe hits, we're going to be out there getting our chop chop on. Speak of the devil, we got Sa Momo here. Sa, really great to see you. We got the chop chop that's about to happen, Sa. Once this wipe takes place, we're going to have to get back out there and get our chop chop on. We're going to be playing that song on repeat. Sa says, I'm never going to make a better song than Chop Chop, am I? I don't know, man. Chop Chop is so damn good. It is so good. I love it. If you guys have not heard Chop Chop, you really need to get on the Discord and listen to Chop Chop. It's so good. Templar says, well, because chop chop. Blimpy. Oh, I love to chop chop. Guys, I love it. I love it. If you guys would like to share your songs, please head over to our Discord, type !Discord in chat. You guys get a link over to the Cheeky Buggers United community Discord server. We're going to be having some more chats about the upcoming wipe. We're going to keep our eyes on the prize. We're going to see when this wipe is actually going to be coming out, when the devs give us more information. And we're going to make sure to keep you guys up to date. So subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. Guys, I need to go get some food. I need to go stretch my legs, but it's been great chatting with you guys here.
But
Share these streams around with everyone.
You know what I'm saying?
Daddy's a state of mind. Sa, thank you so much. Thank you guys for all the tangias. Thank you guys for all the super chats, and thank you for the continued support. Guys, if you'd like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, we still are taking recruits, and we still have new people signing up every day. If you'd like to partake in what we're building here, if you would like to join the Fellowship of the Free Cities, go over to our website and submit an application on www.cheekybugger.net, or type !website in chat. But that's going to do it for me, guys. We have a bunch of stuff coming up for PAX Day with this wipe. It's going to be really, really interesting. But that's going to do it for me. Until next time, bye for now.
Brisket on the grill, now fill our bellies deep. Juicy, smoky, savory, warriors never sleep. Glistening, crushed, shining bright, there's a flavor near. Slice through all the tough times, tenderness so dear. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow we cook it, hear us sing our song. Smoky scents arising, spices dancing air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow we cook it, hear us sing our song. Our song. Smoky scents arising, spices dancing air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, flavored in each bite. Symphony of seasons, makes our songs ignite. Of song. So perfect, mouth watering just right. Chew that's so tender, brisket fuels our fight.